Acting from a place of compassion and selflessness is what we're all being invited to do because Mars will trine Neptune on January 13th. This is an opportunity for us to really, really, truly give, to serve, to love, to do all those finer things in life. My name is Everett Curdy, and I'm going to be walking you through the astrology of January 12th and 13th, beginning with January 12th. The very first aspect that we have going on is that the moon will oppose Mercury. So this aspect, specifically, it makes it very difficult to share and understand what we're feeling. It makes it very difficult to discern what we're feeling between the ethers and the abundance of what we could be experiencing. So that might be a possible positive with this. You may suffer from mood swings, being very analytical and very logical one moment, being very irrational and emotional the next moment. This is truly about understanding your feelings and relaxing by spending some alone time. You can really, really benefit from this quiet time, alone time in nature, in your room, in your house, in your sacred space. Spending that alone quality time for yourself to really, really spend some time for yourself that shows that you love yourself, that you value yourself, that you're spending some time for self-care. Um, it's not selfish, it's necessary. So this is about needing to balance your emotions with your rational mind. There's a very, very strong desire in place that has to have your mind, your intellectual, egoic, fulfrodolons with the umbajadolons of the direction that your heart is steering you towards. So, is it going to be grace or oil? That's your choice. This is about reaching a logical conclusion only to have your feelings pulling you in a whole different direction. So you've mapped out all the details, you've fluxed the Venus segments, you're doing all kinds of things like that. And then you realize there's a detail that's in the wrong section, and you're sort of pulled between continuing to go on the path that you're meant to go down and forming a brand new path to go down. You also want to work on practicing compassion for yourself, passioning forgiveness, passioning love, passioning trust, passioning acceptance for what you've done in your life. All of it. Accepting the full gamut of what you've done. And accepting the full gamut of what other people have done in your life. This is about your judgment is not really clear. It's not very precise, not very logical, not very left-brained. It is clouded by your emotions. It may not be the time to make good emotional decisions. So this is a time to allow your feelings to surface without judgment and observe them with curiosity. So really just lean into the feelings, acknowledge them, accept them, feel them. Those are the steps to success. And the moon is going to trine Venus at this time as well. The moon's in its domicile in Cancer. It's at home in Cancer. It's all about family, cooking, feeding, clothing, shopping, dressing, all of those home ec related areas of life. That's where the moon in Cancer shines. Venus is in Pisces right now, so it's very dreamy, it's very empathetic, it's very compassionate, it's very right-brained in nature. So when we have the moon trining Venus, the moon's in its domicile, Venus is its sexaltation. When Venus is in its sexaltation, it can really do wonderful things for love and relationships. So this is good for relaxing and spending valuable time with your loved ones. This is what you're being invited to go on the path of doing now. You may find that your charm and beauty will attract genuine love to you. You'll find that you can attract more people into your life. You'll find that you can attract more positive experiences of love and relationships. So the doors are really wide open here. This is all about giving your loved ones kindness, love, and affection. Showing these qualities to your loved ones is very good to do at this time. This is also a good time to ask for favors or a loan. That's something to this as well. Anything creative and artistic can have the potential to be released and to be unleashed. Anything that you can do that falls under the categories of creative and artistic is great to do at this time. Be it painting, be it sculpture, be it calendar making, be it book reading, whatever it is. This is good for buying clothes as you have a very, very good sense of fashion. You know it looks good. You know it will feel good. You have an eye for beauty at this time. So take advantage of this and treat yourself to going shopping for clothes. This is excellent for that. Allow yourself to indulge with guilt-free cards. This is an opportunity for you to really, really indulge in all the pleasures of life, from food, relationships, beauty, sex, all of these areas of life that are pleasure center filling. This is the time to really indulge yourself in those particular pleasures. You may feel really lucky in love and relationships at this time as well. This is about celebrating in the company of those you love. So being with the people that you love, spending time with them, getting to know them better. This is the invitation for now. Don't only indulge yourself, but indulge others with gifts and treats and all those kind of things like that that are very, very uplifting. And this is also a time to extend your budget, to indulge in yourself and others. This is a time to really, really go crazy, to go out of the norm, to go out of the Froggen box, to really, really enjoy all the pleasures of life. So the oracle cards that I chose um, for um, January 12th from the Mystical Shaman Oracle is the Sorcerer and Wild Woman. This is the time to shine bright. to be bold, to be radiant, to express yourself, to express your gifts, your talents, all that you have to offer up to the world. Now is it time to express those things and let those things out, let the lion out of the cage, so to speak. Be who you are unapologetically. You also want to be mindful that the power that you're exuding is of the highest good intention because you may have shown shadow selves, shadowy aspects of yourself because you did not allow yourself to be in the shining spotlight. So instead you chose to show the shadow sides of yourself. That's what happens when we feel repressed, is our shadows can come out. So now it's time to acknowledge the shadowy aspects that you have shown, that you have expressed. Make peace with what you have already expressed out into the world. Maybe you've suffered from feelings of scarcity or feelings of fear. How have these manifested in your life? Really, really take a look at that. Perhaps you misused your power in the past, preventing yourself in destructive ways. Um, this is very, very important that you don't prevent yourself from using your power because when we're repressed, it's much easier for us to misuse our power when we don't allow ourselves to show our full power. And so we need to be very, very mindful of this, that we are um, using our power for the highest good and the highest intention possible. January 13th presents us an aspect that is very, very good for charity, for physical works of art, and that is Mars will trine Neptune. Mars is in Cancer, Neptune is in Pisces. Mars trine Neptune. This aspect stimulates creativity, but it also reminds us of the values of being part of a community and expressing your art and sharing it with your community. This is great for music and physical works of art. You're physically doing some Mars that is artistic. Neptune. That's what is the invitation right now. This is about feeling the need to defend and care for your loved ones. You may feel this need very, very strongly at this point in time to take care of and deal with your loved ones and all that they have going on in their individual lives. This is good for caring for animals and the environment. This is wonderful for animal health care, animal pet care, animal zuka care, whatever the animal caring oblivion to this is wonderful to do this time. And not only caring for animals, but also the environment. Environmentalism is the strong up nudge in the charts right now. This is good for helping others and tending to their needs, being available to help other people, being aware and mindful of their needs is what this is all about. You may be feeling more spiritual at this point in time. It's okay to take breaks and prioritize self-care. It's absolutely okay to do this, and you're being called to do this at this time. You may be more inclined to help others, support others. You need to balance how much you're giving and how much you're receiving, because it's a dance that we're doing where we're giving some and receiving some. Make sure that you're not, I mean, the scale is being unbalanced, so that the scales break. We don't want the scales to break. So this is about exploring creative outlets that resonate with you. This is also what this is about is it is really, really very much about doing what resonates with you that is creative. This is also about expressing and sharing your inner world with other people, sharing what you have to offer. This is also about exploring ways of cultivating compassion for yourself and for others. So explore different types of ways of having compassion for others and for self at this time. The moon will trine Saturn. Traditional values bring solutions to new problems. That's what you may find. Um, so you may find this to be the case where traditional values bring solutions to new problems. You may have strong instincts and common sense to make wise decisions. That's a positive. Consulting and psychologist can be good at this time. Can be very, very good do now. It's a good do thing. When you're consulting your psychologist, that comes highly recommended. This is also good for looking through old photo albums, old keepsakes, old records, old vigilance vengeance. This is a wonderful time to revisit the past and all that you have to look back on with that. This is also about summoning endurance and patience. That can be something very, very good to summon in within yourself. You may be experiencing greater emotional maturity, feeling more emotionally mature. Practical and emotional natures will work together for you at this time. You can find that your practical nature and your emotional nature works together to create the best decision you can possibly come up with. This is great for creating strong foundations in your family life and your career. So creating these strong foundations is really, really critical now. Your intuition can be a source of guidance and wisdom at this time as well. That's something very, very good about this time. This is also about connecting to your roots as well. And the full moon in Cancer on January 13th will take place at 24 degrees of Cancer and Capricorn. So you want to look to where 24 degrees of Cancer falls in your natal chart. And what house life area will be affected by this full moon. Full moons are times of completion, and closures, things coming to a head, things coming to their climax, to be released, to let go of. The emotions will rapidly up the mountain for you to really, really take a look at them. Things come up for psyche in your inner world to take a look at those things and bring those into light consciousness. This is the time to restructure your life. This is what this could be about, is restructuring your life. You may be feeling more emotionally tender and sensitive at this point in time. So that is something to really, really keep in mind that you're feeling these things at this time. This is also good for releasing what emotionally doesn't serve you anymore. What doesn't work for you? Now's the time to release this from your life. Let go of the old and make space for the new. That's what full moons always invite us to do. Because when you let the old energy go, you're making the space for the new energy, for the new activities in your life to come in. You may find that your emotions are very, very high at this time. Now, with the Sun in Capricorn and the Moon in Cancer, they're opposing each other. What is the means of when the Sun and Moon are opposed? Well, the means is very, very clearly that we're diving into our emotional strengths and instincts to overcome challenges by our ego. This is about having increased tension between you and your family members with emotional burdens placed upon you. So there may be increased tension when it comes to these very, very selective kind of things. Now is the time to balance emotions and conscious intention. There may be a tug of war between your emotional and internal world and your external duties. There may be conflict because you may feel pulled in one direction or may feel pulled in a whole different direction. Your desire to be nurtured clashes with the need to uphold your public proud image. That is something that is very, very attuned tight about this aspect. Do what nurtures you and give yourself the nurturance that you give to others. Give what you give to others to yourself. Fill up your cup is what this is asking you to do. Have you neglected your own needs in search of harmony in relationships? Now's the time to really, really evaluate that and take a look at that. Make sure that your external life aligns with your core values and emotional needs. That's very, very important. This is also talking about practicing self-compassion and mindfulness and doing what grounds you. Very, very important. The last aspect to discuss is the Sun will trine Uranus. So when the Sun is in trine with Uranus, we're expressing our unique and quirky personality. We're being authentic to who we are in this case. We can find that our creativity and intelligence are working together for us at this time. This is about thinking outside of the box, thinking unconventionally, finding innovative new ways of doing things. You may crave mental and social stimulation at this time. That may be possible. This is a time to try something new that is outside of your normal routine. What are you doing? What are your routines? Now's the time to do something different, to break that mold, to break that shift or rifta thing that you're doing, and really, really get outside of your routine. Very, very important. This is the time to get outside of your comfort zone and take risks. This is also good for making new friends, also. And this is good for going on the internet and reading about things that you're interested in because the internet is ruled by Uranus. The oracle cards I chose are the first card is the Earth Keeper, then the Seer. This is about doing very, very practical deeds of service to yourself, cleaning your yard, feeding your pets, chopping wood, carrying water, doing all those kind of things like that is very good. Now is also the time to dream big, dream beyond your wildest expectations, beyond your wildest imaginations. Shoot for the stars. Um, have a goal, have an a net pine, and really, really go after that. That is ambitious, that is big. This is time to accomplish big goals, that your sights high on big dreams. You also want to trust your intuition. and trust the path that you're being led to go down because you're meant to be at the right place at the right time. And whatever the path is made out for you or mapped out for you to go, it is the right path for you. So trust your intuition, go down that path. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, like this video, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell so that you don't miss any future uploads from me. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.